Appreciate y'all for tuning in. This is going to be one of my more thorough film sessions. We do thorough film sessions when the season actually starts and we have things to talk about. So if you like this type of content, it'll be like this when, September actually comes around. So we love the feedback. We love to read the chat boxes and the comment sections. And, shouts out to the homie Kyle. Kyle watches the show and he says, Voch, what position is Micah Parsons best rushing from? Or like where? And I had an idea in my mind. I always thought that, from, one of those guard spots, he can get to the quarterback quicker. So in my mind, that's what it meant to me. That's where he's best rushing at. But, we can actually pull up some film and we can prove it. You know what I mean? So we're going to pull up Micah Parsons' 14 sacks and see where he was best rushing from. Yes, I said 14 sacks. When you look up the numbers, it says 13. But it's 13 by way of, okay, there's some half sacks here or there. So, yeah, mathematically, you take 2 half sacks and put them together. On paper, it's 1 sack. But 2 half sacks just means you got to the quarterback twice, right? So that should count as 2 sacks. Just because Osa Odigizua got to the quarterback the same time you did doesn't make it half of a sack in real life. That's still a sack for you. So we've been walking around saying, hey, Micah Parsons has been so special as a rookie. He had 13 sacks. In real life, he had 14. Y'all take that information and do whatever it is that you want to do with it. Let's get into this film session and break down those 14 sacks and where Micah Parsons was best at. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to show 2 angles. This is the wide view and this will be the cartel view. We're going to play the wide view long and then we're going to actually break it down on the cartel view. So let's get going. I'm just ready to put these in different categories and we'll just talk through it as we do it. But I think this Micah Parsons sack, this is when, everybody kind of got the eyes open for Micah Parsons and his athleticism. I consider this to be a relentless pursuit sack, right? Just a sack to where, the quarterback, the offense, didn't think that Michael was as fast as he really was, so it's going to be put in the relentless pursuit category. Justin Herbert thought, hey, running backwards could get me away from Micah Parsons. No, it's not. Micah Parsons is going to be rushed off the edge. They're gonna pull an offensive lineman to try to meet Micah Parsons, just on the line of scrimmage on the edge there. But we eventually saw throughout the season that Micah Parsons is able to defeat offensive linemen. There's going to be another category for that, so just stay tuned. Yeah, man, Micah Parsons just gets some hands, extends, gets rid of the offensive lineman, and then we get the relentless pursuit there to get Justin Herbert. He got rid of the football, but by technicalities, if the referees call the whistle before you get the ball out, it's a sack. So that's 1 point for relentless pursuit. Let's keep moving. Let's take a look at this. Micah Parsons terrorizing the Eagles is always fun. Cowboys got a little in-game formation going on up front. And this would be another one that goes in the category of relentless pursuit. Now, early in the season, I guess people thought it was a good idea. Look at Jalen Smith. People thought it was a good idea to just run away from Micah Parsons, man. Look, fam, that's never good for you. We start off with, with a little bit of a stunt of a gap exchange. They pass it along fine, but hey, the right tackle did nothing to slow down Micah Parsons, and this sack comes from the back end of Jalen Hurts running from us and Micah Parsons catching up to him. That's 2 for relentless pursuit. Now, this one is my favorite category. Take a look at Micah Parsons here. This is versus the Carolina Panthers. I actually had this written down a couple of times in my notes. This is what I call a fam. Don't treat me like a linebacker. Take a look at Micah Parsons here. Anytime, the offensive line count Parsons as a linebacker, we just say, hey, we're just going to put the running back on him and hope for the best. That's not good for your health. If you've been tuned into the volume, we've been getting some of the sound clips from Micah and from Mike McCarthy to where when we go versus certain teams, we have to adjust to their look. And Micah Parsons being a linebacker, that's probably the best pass rusher on the team. Offensive linemen have to, dictate whether he's a big or whether he's a smaller guy, right? If he's a bigger guy, then we're going to consider him, as a big. So we have to put an offensive line on him. But every now and then, a couple times this season, there was just the times where, hey, the offensive line is not responsible for Micah Parsons, and he's just going to run free versus this running back, and we see that it's bad for your health. Don't treat me like a linebacker, dog. This is where it starts to get fun, when we see Micah Parsons actually beat up on these offensive linemen. And like I said, we didn't know this early in the season, but the more the season went on, we saw how natural of a pass rusher Micah Parsons was, no matter where you put him on the offensive line. Take a look at Micah Parsons here versus the guard, and this is just all quickness, man. This is just, Micah came out and had a quote the other day, said you have to make him fear something. Lael Collins told Micah that. You have to make him fear something, and then you can build your pass rush portfolio off of that. So if Micah Parsons is used to beating people with speed, all he has to do is a small stutter step, and offensive linemen start taking false steps. Kind of like here, Micah Parsons is going to take a little to the inside, and that's going to make the guard step inside. But if you step inside and I'm Micah, I'm just going to capture that outside from you. As soon as you take this step with your right foot right there, I'm just going to take the outside from you. Nothing you can do. At number 4, the number 4 sack, I got quickness versus guard. That's another point we're going to give him for that. Now, there's a lot going on with this sack here. Micah Parsons at the bottom of the screen. You know, you can put this sack in a couple of different categories, man. But I think I'm really going to chalk this up to pursuit. I mean, yeah, he has a pretty good pass rush rep versus the tackle. Don't get me wrong here. Let's just kind of break it down a little bit. We got some good ball get off. Boom. We have some defeating of the hands. Look at Micah Parsons immediately. Offensive lineman try to get hands on him. Going to give a little shove to get those hands off. We're going to fight to take that inside. Now, the offensive lineman eventually recovers when Micah tries to go inside. He does a good job. He's in terrible position right now. The offensive lineman is not strong right now. He's not quick right now. He has bad feet right now because Micah Parsons got on his hip quicker than he could really account for. So he really couldn't recover here. But he did his damnedest from this position to get back inside to actually stop Micah. But where Micah actually finishes the sack, and you know where he always has the advantage, Teddy Bridgewater thinks he's fast. There's some pursuit on the back end. We could count this as, you know, Micah Parsons beating up on the right tackle, in which he did, but this sack ultimately came from relentless pursuit. So that's another point for relentless pursuit. And as we take a look at our 6th sack, I just want to say, fam, do not treat me like a linebacker. That's not good for your health. Count me as a big. Now, a lot of stuff happened here. Let me just kind of help break this down. There's always combos all around the offensive lineman, right? But in this particular situation, the combo was the center and the running back versus Micah Parsons and number 42, Keanu Neal. Now, what would happen here is, you know, the linebacker would eventually, the running back would block one of these linebackers that's not being accounted for. So whoever the center blocks, the running back blocks the other guy. It doesn't matter if it's a gap exchange. It doesn't matter if they switch spots or whatever. The center's going to slide. He's going to block his guy, and the running back's going to get the leftover guy. So now we have a gap exchange. Keanu Neal comes up late. He's going to cross first. Keanu Neal's going to stump behind him. So now with this gap exchange, Keanu Neal is the responsibility of this offensive lineman, which means that the running back is responsible for Micah Parsons. Now, what can you do differently in this situation? You can go, hey, no matter what happens on this gap exchange, you can make the adjustment where the center is no longer responsible for the gap. He's responsible for Micah Parsons because we got to count him as a big. And no matter where Keanu Neal, 42, the linebacker goes, the running back has to account for him. But that's not what they did. They just did, okay, center blocks one, running back blocks one. Cool. If you're going to stunt like this and Keanu Neal ends up on your big, Micah Parsons is on your running back. So this is another point that goes to fam. Do not treat me like a linebacker. Oh, this is a fun one. Take a look at Micah Parsons down here beating up on Caleb McGarry. My goodness. Hey, chat, just like we said earlier, man, Leo Collins looked at Micah in the face and said, hey, make them fear something. If you're going to start off with speed and build your portfolio from that, make them fear it. This is Caleb McGarry fearing the speed of Micah Parsons. And you know this because Caleb didn't do a traditional kick, react. He overreacted and opened up his hips, and he gave Micah Parsons the inside. And when Micah Parsons took the inside, Caleb didn't even touch him. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. Micah's going to get upfield. He's going to plant his foot on the outside and cha-cha real smooth. Easy peasy on Matt Ryan. Even got a fumble on the back end. There's a lot going on this play, so hey, let's watch it, then we'll rewind it and talk about it, man. And look, there's levels and there's pieces and there's phases to this, man. But let's break it down. Micah Parsons is going to be on the right side of your screen. He's going to eventually engage the right tackle, come off the ball, defeat those hands. We're going to get a little bit of bend. And look, man, Micah's bend, bro. Like, he gets to your back hip so fast that he makes you not strong. Like, if you're out of position, you're not strong. Like, you actually got to, man, you've got to kick with the fastest of feet if you're going to actually get to Micah Parsons. Because once he gets to this point, you're really defeated. Once he gets to that point of the rush and he gets to your back hip fast. Once you get to that point, you're beat. We're gonna get your hands off of me, boom, 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 and a little bit of relentless pursuit on the back end. So, hey, man, he officially put hands on the right tackle, but I 100% put this sack in the category of relentless pursuit. Now, look, this sack was fun because Micah Parsons tried to be technical, but he missed the technique, but he ended up beating the left tackle with just natural athleticism anyway. You're gonna see Micah try to defeat the hands, but he's actually gonna miss, and the hands get caught on him. But he's at the back hip at that point. Let's just run it and just show y'all real fast, right? Micah's it's gonna be a little bit of a hand fight, boom, boom, boom. But Micah really didn't successfully get the left tackle's hands off of him, right? He just kind of ripped under him. But even at this point, the left tackle's hands are still on Micah Parsons. So this still is a win for Micah. But we know Micah's a raw player and he's working on his hand techniques. Imagine Micah Parsons when his hand technique gets here from Amazon. Listen, the offensive lineman kept his hands on him. But look, if you're at this point in the rush, it doesn't matter how many hands you have on me. Look at where Micah is in relation to how the offensive lineman is turned. Look at his base. The feet are close together. They're not wide at all. He's not powerful. He's bending at the waist a little bit. He's not in good position to block Micah Parsons right now. He's not strong right here. Micah Parsons is on his back hip in a hurry. This is super bend here. And bro, like, look at Micah turn right there. Like, Micah's got to get, not like, he's not just flat anymore. Micah has to get flat and then work more up towards Mahomes to actually get to him. And this sack is a thing of beauty. The technical side is weird, but the athleticism is amazing. Take a look at this play. It's a fun one from the Raiders. Micah Parsons going to beat up on the right tackle. And this is the picture of speed to power. This is what speed to power is right here. Look, you fear my speed, I'm gonna get upfield a little bit, and before you know it, my hands are on you. I'm bull rushing you. You don't stand a chance, especially if you're not in a good foot position, right? And hey, man, we looking at the right tackle right now. When Micah decides to go from speed, boom, 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 to power, right? Meaning I'm working upfield, now I'm into you. By the time Micah decides to be into you, your left foot is off the ground, your base is weird, you're kind of straight-legged, you're not bending at the knee, you're not powerful right there. Micah Parsons has the strength advantage over you, and before you know it, we got hands on Derek Carr, potentially getting his silver pants grassy. This is another fun one from Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill thought he was fast. Look, Taysom Hill, you may be tight end for the Saints fast. You may be like personal protector fast for the Saints. You may be like scrambling quarterback fast for the Saints, but you ain't like Micah Parsons fast for the Saints. This is one that comes from relentless pursuit, and they got the nerve to not block him. Take a look at this play from Micah Parsons beating up on the Washington Football Wizards here. And look, this is quickness versus guard, man. This is Micah Parsons gets to your back hip so fast, like you're not able to react to it. And this sack ended up being a fumble 6, so just shows the impact on this play. Let's take a look at him versus Brandon Scherf here. Bro, Micah just gets to your back hip so fast, man. Like, this ain't even blitzing linebacker stuff. This is like, I got bend, but from inside also. Like, just watch how fast this goes. Like, Brandon Scherf is actually safe here. Brandon Scherf is in good guard position right here. But Micah gets to the back hip so fast, now Brandon Scherf is in terrible position. Just 2 steps. Micah gets to your back hip so fast in 2 steps. Now Brandon Scherf is leaning. Now he's crossing his feet. Now he's standing straight up. Now he's bending at the waist. You're not powerful. You're not quick like that. And if you're not going to be powerful or quick like that, all you got is this right hand on Micah right up in the chest plate as holding. So you kind of got to let Micah go. Oh boy, pardon the pixelation right there. We're just going to run it right back. Pardon me, sir. Pardon me, sir. And now Taylor Heineke gets his white jersey all grassy. Micah Parsons picking on the Washington football cartoon characters once again, and fam, stop treating me like a linebacker. You gotta account for me as if I'm one of the best pass rushers on the field. Y'all just can't clear out and let me just get an ISO with the linebacker, with the running back there. That's not good for you. That's not good for your health. Listen, man. Listen, bro. Mike is different, man. Look, you'd be better off doing what the Cowboys do and just keeping a guard in the backfield and just dealing with Micah Parsons in that way. But then we're going to cover him up because we know he ain't going to be catching no passes. Pick your poison, player. Then we got the last sack from Micah Parsons. Let's see what he did there. Beat up on your left tackle. Psh, easy peasy. Easy peasy. Let's go back, take a look at it, man. Where is he at? Micah Parsons here. Was that the left tackle or the guard? Yep, beat up on the guard. Eric Flowers, whew, take you for a little ride. Hey, This is all bend here. This is all quickness versus the guard. False step from the left tackle. Let's see. False step before it even got started. False step before it even got started. That little step right there. Hey, man, that is a lack of confidence. You probably should be ashamed of yourself. You got Taylor Heineke smoked out here because you wasn't confident in your skills. You got to be ashamed of yourself. Listen, man. Big fan of Micah Parsons, bro. Big fan of Micah Parsons. He's shown us that he's one of the best defensive players in the league. He probably should have got defensive player of the year last year. You know, I know that the Aaron Donalds and the TJ Watts and the Myles Garretts, I know those dudes are very impressive, but mind you, Micah Parsons did this, and this is only his sack acumen, right? We ain't even talking about the linebacker stuff. We're not even talking about the coverage stuff. We've seen Micah Parsons cover wide receivers and Kenny Stills, or like we've seen Micah Parsons do some things, man, but this is only his sack portion. So yeah, so you know, can he get better? Yeah, man, you know, like I said, man, Micah was a part-time rusher this whole season, and Dan Quinn didn't even really get a good idea of who he was as a rusher until going into week 3, 4, 5 or whatnot, right? So just imagine one more year of Micah, better technique, better hands, better, you know, understanding of what pass rushing is. Then you get the continuity in the Dan Quinn offense. We're probably going to use him as a pass rusher a lot more because we know the weapon that we have. It's going to be scary, 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 and there should be no reason why Micah Parsons shouldn't be Defensive Player of the Year, but I digress. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. It took me a little bit to put this little work together, but it was pretty fun. So hey, share this around, put in your little, in your favorite forums and your Reddit groups and all that. I sincerely appreciate that help, and hit the like button and be sure to subscribe. Now, like I said, this film session is a little more thorough. You know, the last films, I'm just more so talking over the film and just trying to make a point. But this is what the regular season is actually going to look like. You know, when we get to the regular season, there's real stuff to break down. These film sessions are going to have a little more nuance to them. You see what I'm saying? So be sure to hit the subscribe button and tune in for when we go live, man, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Central here on The Volume. Follow me on all my social media platforms, VOCHLOMBARDI, and my non-football platform, which is twitch.tv/Voch Lombardi. We're not going to be working on Monday, so I'll see y'all Tuesday on the live stream. Y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski and the Peasky Whiskey. Till next time, Volume.